Today is Tuesday, October 1st. It's the first day of October. And today I learned that you don't know until you try. And you shouldn't rule something out just because on the surface it looks bad. But you should really just try it for yourself and run the experiment and just see if it works. Because if you know who Ali Abdaal is, he has a system for his trying to plan out his life, basically, where he basically just carves out his ideal day and carves out his ideal week. So just ideally, what do you want to be doing? How do you want to be spending your time? And first of all, this is, in hindsight, this is a really good idea. I've talked about this in a previous video, but basically the goal of this channel is to just help you live better lives. And we live better lives by changing how we spend our day, because our day is our life. Our day is what we have right in front of us. Our day, this 24 hours, is what we are currently doing. And changing what you do every day changes your life and helps you live a better life. So, carving out your ideal day and your ideal week is just a really good idea, because you can figure out what changes do I need to make? Am I already pretty close to where I want to be in life? Am I what does my day need to look like? Because sometimes we can get caught up in what kind of person do I want to be? What things do I want to accomplish? But it all boils down to what are you going to be doing? What are the actions you're going to be taking? What is your day going to look like? How are you going to get there? So it is a really good idea. But when I first heard of it, I was kind of I didn't try it, basically. And I was kind of I thought it was a waste of time, because I don't know why I thought it was a waste of time. I just thought it was a waste of time because it just seemed like I already knew what I wanted for my life, and I didn't need to do that, and it felt like too much work. But today, I found myself doing that without even realizing it. And I now realize why it is so important to figure out what your ideal day should look like, whether that is your overall life ideal day, what do you want to be doing when you're 30 years from now, or whether that is your current ideal day regarding your current circumstances and your current responsibilities. What do you want your ideal day to look like? Basically, today, in a small pocket of free time, I basically just went through, okay, what do I want my ideal day to look like? How should I be spending these 24 hours? Because recently I've just been struggling with finding a meaning for doing the things that I'm doing every single day. So I just kind of needed to reset, and I want to have one page, one spot that I can always go to and know what I need to do that day. And additionally, for each thing that I'm doing that day, have a little checklist of how I'm going to accomplish that thing. I just wanted to have one ultimate spot that I can go to for when, at any time during the day. And it's kind of like a huge checklist for your day. So you have the bigger checkbox items, which is what am I doing at 7 a.m.? What am I doing at 9 a.m.? That kind of thing. And then you have the smaller checkbox items, which is within my morning routine, what do I need to do then? That kind of thing. So yeah, that is what I did today. I basically just pulled up a Notion page, and I wrote out every single hour or every single timestamp of the day, and just wrote out what I want to be doing during the day. I haven't finished it, but it has really, it's really just helped me put a perspective on what I want my true ideal day to look like. Now, I do think I am pretty close within my current circumstances, within my current responsibilities, and within my life right now. I am actually pretty close to that ideal day in the life. But yeah, I think it'll be helpful because, one, it'll be a giant checklist for the day, and just checklists have always made me happy. Specifically having a long checklist that is full of lots of little small items just makes me happy and has always helped me. So having that just for your entire day, I think will be really helpful. But if you just have that one checklist, that one schedule for every single day, or at least kind of like a template for most of your days, and you know that that is what you want to be doing, then I think that'll be really helpful. That's kind of what I learned today. I just learned that, first of all, you don't know something until you try it. So if you are, for me, I didn't want to try to create an ideal day because I don't even remember why, but now that I've created it, I've realized it's actually going to be really helpful. So yeah, I'm actually writing an essay about this within my English class, funnily enough. But if you don't know if you should do something and you are leaning towards the no side just because of what you see on the outside, you don't know until you try. And I think it is better, especially if it's your first time doing something, it's better to try it because you don't know what could sprout from that. Another example of that is actually softball. So I played baseball for 5 years, and I much prefer baseball, or at least playing baseball, over playing softball. But because I had to stop playing baseball, I just thought if I can't play baseball, then I might as well try softball, because at that time I really hated softball because of the differences between baseball and softball. But I was kind of just real with myself, and I was just thinking, you don't know till you try, and you don't know what the opportunities, I don't know what'll happen even if I just try playing softball. So I tried it, and now I'm super into it, and now I want to get really, really good. And although there are still some things that I don't like about it, I'm able to overcome that. I'm able to overcome the negative parts that I initially, when I was first introduced to the idea, I'm able to get past the negative parts and just focus on the positive parts and how I can use it as an opportunity for my life in the future. So that is another example of you don't know till you try. So you don't know till you try, because when you're trying something for the first time and you don't want to do it, is because all you see is the negative things. Humans, just in general, I feel are very negative people. We remember, and negative things impact us more than positive things. If I got a negative comment on one of my videos, that I remember that more, and that impacts me more than if I got 5 positive comments. So when you do try that thing for the first time, you are able to look past the negatives and realize that there are actually way more pros than cons, and you're able to look past the negatives and actually just do the part that's useful, and do the thing that gives you those positive benefits. So I hope that makes sense. You don't know something till you try it. So just if you don't know if you should try something, then just try it. Even if you don't trying something for one time does not mean that you have to commit to it forever. You can always quit doing something. I feel that is always a possibility. So just try it. If you don't like it, then you can just quit it. But if it does turn out to be, imagine if you didn't try that thing, but that thing would have led you to so many more opportunities and so much more in your life, but because you didn't like this one little part about it, you didn't want to try it, so you don't get those opportunities. So you don't know till you try. Try stuff. I guess that's my memo for today. Try stuff. And then additionally, another action point for you guys is to just try to carve out what your ideal day looks like. I've talked about this in another video where I kind of just talked about the basics of what I'm trying to do with this channel, and the basics of self-improvement, and just trying to help you guys live better lives. And you do that by carving out and by adjusting and changing what you do within these 24 hours, because the 24 hours is the main block of time that determines your life. So depending on how you spend those 24 hours determines basically your life, if you repeated that 24 hours over and over again. So try to figure out what those 24 hours look like for you. That is what I learned today. You don't know something until you try it, and try to figure out what your ideal 24 hours looks like. And I would say within your current circumstances, because I think eventually I might create an ideal day for a future me that is not in high school, or a future me that is not a teenager. Like, I think it'll be helpful to create one for your current self, like where you are in your current circumstances, and also create an ideal day for like how you want to live your life in general. Like, if you're in high school, maybe where you are after college or something like that. Like, what do you want the majority of your life to be like? Like, what is that ideal you, version of you? What are they doing during the day? That's what I have to say today. If you like this video, then definitely subscribe, because I am posting videos just like this one every single day. Daily insights talking about what I learned today and how I'm trying to implement it into my life and how you guys can implement it into yours. So if you want to see those kinds of videos, then definitely subscribe. And I will link, I think it's in this corner. I think it's right here in this bottom corner. I will link the video where I talked about carving out, or where I talked about shaping your 24 hours and how that ultimately changes your life. I'll link that video in this corner right here so you guys can check that out. Yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out. Bye. Go Brave.